Good morning. Here are the Sanibel Island and Southwest Florida update as of January 18th, 2023. Jean's Books on Sanibel Island announced on January 13th that they will not be reopening. Everything inside Jean's Books was destroyed by Hurricane Ian storm surge. They had been hoping to reopen, but for reasons unspecified, they have formally announced they will not be reopening. At this month's City Council meeting for Sanibel, one of the topics discussed was an update for Community Housing and Resources, which is commonly called CHR. CHR is a nonprofit with a small staff and a board of directors with a goal of providing affordable housing to Sanibel's low-income families. I have discussed CHR in past updates, but in case you are unfamiliar with the issue, here's a quick rundown. Since Hurricane Ian, CHR has not allowed any residents back into their rental units, citing hurricane damage, health concerns due to mold, etc., etc. Basically, lots of excuses that the Sanibel renters do not understand, because many Sanibel homeowners are living in their damaged homes while repairs are being made, so why are these renters not allowed the same? There are lots of sad stories of these renters being forced to live in terrible conditions in other parts of the state because they can't afford to go anywhere else. Plus, CHR wouldn't even allow residents into their rental units to retrieve their damaged belongings. In December, the City Council requested CHR do their best to get renters back into their homes before Christmas. CHR agreed and seemed like that could happen. Well, we learned on January 17th that never happened. Over 3 months later, and still no one is allowed to live in their rental units. Even though the CHR director reported that 29 units are habitable, no one has moved in yet. They did receive notification at the end of December that they could move in, but they haven't yet. What is the holdup? There are 21 units that are most likely a total loss, so the director sent emails to those 21 leaseholders informing them their leases have been terminated and they need to remove all their belongings by January 31st, or they would lose their belongings. I am trying to be unbiased here, but I am not a fan of CHR. Why couldn't they take the time to call the 21 residents and inform them of their termination? Even one of the City Council members expressed his disgust on how the terminations were handled. Out of the 29 units that are habitable, 7 of the renters have decided not to return, and 4 might not return due to challenges. Instead of offering those 7 units to 7 of the terminated leased families, the director says the board members might take the 21 homeless families into consideration. I call foul. It should be automatic. Technically, the residents who received the terminated emails were informed in those emails they are more than welcome to apply to the program again in the future when they obtain Sanibel employment. That kind of gives these renters an impression that they've lost their place in line. A side note, if you're not aware, one of the conditions to live in the CHR property is you do have to work on the island or have worked on the island in the past and now you're retired. So it's just a lot of people got impressions by these emails that CHR wasn't even thinking about making sure these residents got first dibs on any available units. My main problem is CHR likes to play the blame game. Every issue they have is always blamed on everyone else. And then, if you disagree with CHR, you are labeled as attacking them. CHR's board president got up and accused the mayor of throwing darts, whatever that means. The mayor was just asking questions. It seemed like to me, she had every right to ask these questions. If you ask me, CHR is a tad defensive. During open comment session, one of the board members also spoke and basically blamed the city council for not doing more, but she didn't give examples of what she expected them to do. So to me, it was just more of a blame game. The most heartbreaking open comment was one of the residents, who was just informed of her terminated lease, got up and basically begged for a place to stay on Sanibel because it was always her dream to live there, and she did for over 7 years. Why CHR is treating her like a number instead of a person? Why are they not making more of an effort to find her a home is a mystery and goes against their mission statement. CHR is an example of nonprofits losing focus on their original purpose. The staff seems more concerned on CHR's bank balance than actually finding solutions for these homeless residents. The director did randomly throw out that they gave $78,750 in total to the displaced residents during the last 3 months, with no examples and no proof. I just mention it because I have heard way too many sob stories to actually believe CHR helped out any of these individuals in the last 3 months. In summary, at this meeting, grievances were aired, nothing was solved, and now we wait until the next CHR board meeting at the end of the month so we can hear more of the blame game. Thanks for listening.